I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to read the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Over on Dixie for the daily, we do have a bearish engulfing candle, so this could continue to drop us down. This would be more positive typically for crypto, as usually when Dixie goes down, crypto goes up. Today, it's not going that way. Usually, you do have some days where it's not going exactly how it should. There's days like that. You're not going to have every day as a perfect day. Our stochastic does want to round. RSI is starting to pull back. VWAP is starting to weaken. We have a lower high. Momentum does want to reject, so I would watch that as that would bring us lower. And money flow is starting to head toward the red, so keep an eye on that VWAP. If it breaks down, it's likely that money flow will follow. So if we hop over to the 1 hour, we do have several retests on this area. We did create a gap, and then we just spilled over after that gap. So we could make a bit of a rounding top and continue to the downside. RSI is weakening. VWAP does want to break that neutral. Momentum is trying to push up with the green dot. Ideally, we would see this reject and see that continuation of that inverse relationship. Over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we are starting to lose strength as total went up and the rest of the market went down. This could be positive, as this could be a sign we may get our altcoin season finally. Remember, we want this dominance to continue to weaken from here in order for that to happen, and this trend would need to continue. Bitcoin could still go up while total goes up and dominance weakened by total going up higher than Bitcoin. Our stochastic is dropping away, RSI is starting to weaken, VWAP is favoring bearish, bringing momentum lower, and money flow does want to round. So over on total for the daily, we do have an indecision candle. So while we did push up, unlike Bitcoin, it wasn't by very much. We did try to push toward the 936 and we were unable to break through. Stochastic does want to push up, VWAP is bullish, momentum's gaining strength, and money flow does want to push forward. So as long as lower time frames can gain strength, we do look like we could reverse soon. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a higher high with a higher low. So we do have a bit of a bullish trend trying to form here. If we take our parallel channel tool, you can see the highs and lows do connect though. So keep very close eye on this. Remember, when the highs and lows connect, you get that bearish continuation, or that rising channel, and rising channels break you down. Bearish continuation would be lower highs with lower lows that do not connect. If we were to see these highs and lows disconnect and create a bullish continuation, the opposite of bearish, then we could continue forward. We do have two touches of the bottom. Usually after the third touch to the top is when we would approach the third touch to the bottom and get your breakdown. So keep a very close eye on this, as if we do get that rejection from that 936 range again, we likely would end up pulling back, but we do look positive for a continuation if we can snap away from this zone. VWAP is favoring bullish, momentum wants to push forward, money flow is in the green, so we do look like we're trying to gain some strength here. Oops, did not mean to do that. So over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we do have a bearish engulfing candle, so I would exercise caution, as I did try to invalidate this bullish push where we could have tried to fill that gap. I am going to delete that double top. It played out. RSI is pulling back, stochastic looks pretty beat down. VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is dropping, and money flow is weakening, but watch lower time frames. If they can break into a bullish trend and hold, then we could continue forward. So we do have a little bit of a push up here and a consolidation range. So we may be trying to make some sort of goofy bull flag. We do have what would be like 3 touches at the bottom, multiple to the top. So I wouldn't really call it a very solid pattern. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, and VWAP is breaking into bullish territory, and we do have a strong rounding bottom trying to form here. So if we can get higher highs with higher lows from this range, we may create a rising channel somewhere in this range here, and that could try to push us forward as long as those highs and lows do not connect. Now, VWAP trying to break bullish, if it can maintain, will push momentum higher, and money flow could stay in the green. If we see this hold overnight, then we may see some bullish action tomorrow, and that could push the daily up. And futures does lead Bitcoin, so we're going to have very similar action here, where we have that bearish engulfing candle trying to bring us down toward that support. So again, keep an eye on it. RSI is pulling back, stochastic does want to round that. VWAP is rejecting, and momentum is starting to push down. that VWAP is pretty flat, but is slightly bullish. So just keep an eye on it. If it does reject, we could break down, but the 1 hour is trying to gain strength. We did have that double top here. We did warn of a double top in our Discord and on Instagram, and we did not get our breakdown. We pulled down to where that support level would be, and we are trying to pump forward. This could be positive, as if we get higher highs with higher lows from here, our VWAP will stay bullish, so push momentum higher, money flow will break into the green, and if that holds for several hours, we will start to push forward and have that possibility for this bull flag to finally play out. Now, it's not going to play out tomorrow or the next day. It may take a couple weeks still, so keep that in mind if you're trading. Things are not going to happen very quick when they're on daily time frames. Over on graph for the daily, so don't trade on emotions. Never trade on emotion. Remember, trade on confirmation. Over on graph for the daily, we tried to get our breakout, so we'll kind of break down how that's looking. Stochastic did push forward. RSI wants to gain strength. VWAP is pushing up. Momentum is pushing forward. And money flow is in the red, so we're not too strong here, but we really didn't lose too much. So over on the 1 hour, this would have been where you would have wanted to watch for our break. Now, technically, we are trying to get another break. So we did get a breakout. We got bullish candle, broke that resistance. We did not get a retest. So ideally, you wait for the retest and see how it plays out after the retest. So we got a rejection because we never retested, pulled back, got a retest, and then we continue lower, rejecting that resistance. Now, we are above our channel though, so if we can follow this red candle with a green candle without pulling back in, then we can push forward and try to break that resistance, at which point, if we broke our resistance, then we would still have the chance for our bullish pattern to play out, but ideally we would see 2 green candles after this red candle and not just spill over. Stochastic does want to push up. VWAP is trying to gain strength. Momentum does want to push forward. So we do look like we could gain some strength if that VWAP can stay bullish. Again, we're going to need some strong green candles in the next couple candles in order for that flip to happen and for our bullish momentum to hold. Over on Anchor for the daily, we have some indecision as we approach this resistance. So many of our altcoins are down. Total's going up just on the few that are going up because there are some pretty decent gainers. We don't have them on our list, but Ondo is probably the best on our list right now. Over on Anchor for the daily, we do look like we do want to break that resistance, but again, we have an indecision candle, so watch lower time frames. VWAP is pretty flat. Momentum does want to push forward, but money flow is in the red. So if that VWAP does not continue to push up, momentum will start to stagnate, money flow will remain red, and we could push down to our support. Again, watch our lower time frames. Over on the 1 hour, we got our break above our channel. We ran up very quick and then we dropped down. We did drop down pretty quick and we did make a gap. So I would watch for that gap to fill. If we can fill that gap, making a slightly higher low and then continue with a higher high, that's where we would see that push up to this 2673. Stochastic is pushing up, VWAP is bullish, momentum's gaining strength, money flow does want to push up. Again, watch for that VWAP to hold a good bullish trend in order for us to continue forward. If that VWAP starts to bend away, then I would err on the side of caution. We do have a slight gap to the bottom as well, a little bit down here as well. So we could see a snap down to that 2130 and then maybe continue forward from there. Over on XRP for the daily, we do have some indecision here as well. Our stochastic is starting to round away. RSI is pretty flat due to our stochastic starting to lose strength, which could bring price lower. VWAP is in bullish territory, that yellow wave, but it's pretty flat, so keep an eye on it as that momentum does want to push forward. But if VWAP does not continue, that momentum will not gain strength and money flow will remain stagnant, and that would kind of create the environment where bears could still try to push us down. Over on the 1 hour here, it does look like we do have a consolidation range after a push down. Exercise caution for a bear flag, but these bottoms are kind of rising. So we may try to draw some sort of a rising triangle here, depending on how all these candle body. Actually, I draw more of a symmetrical triangle, and not really symmetrical in my opinion. So we have a trend line you draw there, trend line you draw here. I would try to create like a rising wedge. Rising wedges can kind of break you away, so I would watch out. They are a little deceiving. VWAP does want to push up. Momentum is gaining strength. Stochastic's pushing up. And money flow does want to break through. Again, watch this pattern very close and trade on confirmation like you would with anything else. But that could try to bring us to those support levels. But I do say if total continues forward, some of these altcoins are kind of just teetering on a little weak pull back here, may end up blowing up forward for us. Again, depending on if that total can gain significant strength tomorrow. Over on Algo, last but not least, RSI is flat, Stochastic's running up, VWAP is pushing forward, momentum wants to gain strength, and money flow is trying to push up, but we want to watch lower time frames and watch for them to hold a bullish trend to see that push up. Over on the 1 hour, we did pull down toward our support level, right just above that value area high, and we did get a bounce. So we have a higher low with a higher high. We do have a bit of a bullish continuation as the highs and lows don't connect, so that is positive, providing that VWAP stays bullish. If VWAP stays bullish, momentum will continue higher, and that money flow is about to break green, so that could give us that bullish trend. Again, if the next few hours remain bullish and we remain bullish throughout the night, then there's a good chance tomorrow could be a pretty good day. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe and join us in that Discord.